YouTube, Quinn Wade, coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever as it should be. And we're going to talk about the Pistons. No Isaiah Stewart, no Jalen Duren, no problem. They still beat the Knicks 126 to 111, a beatdown. The Knicks go to 35 and 21 and 21 and 8 at home, which is still a fantastic season. Detroit did win the season series 3-0. They beat the Knicks all three times that they faced them. And this was just showing you that the passing of the torch is happening a little earlier. The Knicks made all these moves to be the best team in the East, and the young Pistons have already usurped them as the best team in the East, or one of them. And Boston is still on their heels too, to get that spot back because they came out the East a couple times this decade. But the Pistons are 41 and 13 and 19 and 7 on the road. They won the first quarter 28 to 26, the second quarter 30 to 22, and the Pistons also won the third quarter 32 to 31, in the fourth quarter 36 to 32, outplaying the Knicks every single quarter in this game. And sometimes it was ugly, sometimes it was real nice. And let's talk about the Pistons first. The Pius Harris took a lot of shots in the game, but he didn't make a lot of them. He went 4 of 16 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, and he also went 2 of 4 from the free throw line. This is not the type of game you expect from him because of the shots he gets and the shots he takes, but he just didn't have it going for himself in this one. 10 boards, though, and 11 points. He still finished with a double-double. He also had 5 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, and was a plus 17. And plus minus. Duncan Robinson, he was spreading the floor. He was moving without the basketball. He was getting open to the best of his ability, and he shot the 3 ball good enough. 3 of 6 from 3, 50%. That's something you're not going to complain about. But he only had 9 points, and he still only played 21 minutes. He did have 1 rebound, no turnovers, no personal foul, and finished as a plus 3. And plus minus, Paul Reed, 29 minutes, 18 points, 7 of 9 from the field. He missed his only 3. He went 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He also had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. He's always going to give you that extra effort and that extra fight. You have to love him for that, whether that's on the offensive end or the defensive end. And he did a good job manning the paint. And he gave you a better performance than some people would have thought. But I done watched so many Pistons games. I'm not really surprised that he had more opportunity and he gave you a better result because of that. 3 offensive rebounds. You also had 4 personal fouls for being physical. It happens. You got to pick and choose when to go for the ball. And sometimes it's going to make you get in foul trouble, especially if they come at you trying to initiate the contact anyway. Plus 14 and plus minus for him. Cade Cunningham, he had the mid-range game on lock. He was really confident also in his 3-point shot. He was getting the shots that he wanted because he was able to create off the separation and off his dribble. And he had 42, 17 to 34 from the field, 5 of 11 from 3, and he also made all his free throws, going 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He grabbed 8 rebounds. Of course, he had to go in the paint and do that with 2 big men out because of suspension of the fight that happened a couple weeks ago. But he also still showed you that he can carry the load, whether that's scoring or passing. He finished with a double-double, 13 assists. Did make it a little easy out there. It didn't look like he was trying or doing stuff too difficult. Seemed like he was under control and just making the right decisions, throughout the entire game. Got caught up a couple times and finished with 5 turnovers, but to have that many points and that many assists, 5 turnovers isn't really that much. 1 steal, 2 blocks. He's going to bring it defensively. You have to actually try to beat him. If not, he's going to catch you every time. 2 offensive rebounds, no personal fouls, which is tough to do in 38 minutes when you're a good perimeter defender and you know for sure they're trying to take you out of the game or they have to be forced to score on you and you didn't foul at all. That's tough. Plus 12 and plus minus for Cade. Asura Thompson, he's going to finish around that basket or get to the free throw line because he's around that basket or trying to get to the basket. He finished with 10 points in 31 minutes. He went 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 5 rebounds. He had 4 assists, 1 turnover, and 3 steals. The three steals ended up being the most on the team. He's able to do that every night, so it's not a surprise that he did it in this game. He also had one offensive rebound, three personal fouls, and a plus 10 and plus minus. Everybody that came off the bench scored or got a rebound, so you had to be happy with that. Tulu Smith, 18 minutes for him. He had 4 points and went 2 or 3 from the field, two boards, no turnovers, one offensive rebound. He almost fouled out and was the only guy that had that problem with five personal fouls, but that's a whole lot in 18 minutes, is why I say that. Plus one and plus minus, Ronald Holland, he came off the bench and played 12, which was the lowest amount for a person off the bench, but he still gave him 7 points because he went 3 or 3 from the field and 1 or 1 from three, made the best of his opportunities that was there for him, and you have to love when your players do that. Two rebounds, one assist, no turnovers, two personal fouls, a minus one and plus minus. Javante Green, 20 minutes, 9 points. It ended up being the most off the bench when it comes to scoring for an individual player. And he went 2 or 4 from the field, 1 or 3 from the 3 point line, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. Just a good offensive night from him. He also had 5 rebounds, 2 turnovers, and 2 steals, 2 offensive boards out of the five, one personal foul, and he was a plus 4 and plus minus. Just a really good game from him, and it was mainly because he just knew how to get his shot, and he ended up making the defense pay for him for how they was defending him and how they was guarding him, which is tough to do, but he was able to accomplish it real well in this one. Karis LeVert, 20 minutes for him, tied for the most off the bench. He did have 8 points. He did go 3 or 6 from the field and 2 or 3 from the 3 point line. You know he can create his own shot off the dribble. You know he can hit a three from time to time. He did a good job of doing that tonight. He had 2 rebounds, 3 assists. The 3 assists was the most off the bench. He also had 1 turnover and 1 steal and 2 blocks. He was the only person off the bench to get a block or more. And you don't really see Karis LeVert doing it all the time. But this game he did. He also had no personal fouls and was a plus 10 and plus minus. Dennis Jenkins, 18 minutes, 8 points. He went 3 or 4 from the field, 2 or 2 from the free throw line. He was able to run the offense. He was able to make quick passes and quick decisions. He did finish with 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and he did ended up unfortunately getting 3 turnovers. He also had one offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls, and was a plus 5 and plus minus. And then you look at the New York Knicks, they had the better team when it comes to when you look at it on paper, but how they played was just embarrassing. Like losing a game of this magnitude and how important it is for the Knicks to show that they can still come out the East didn't really accomplish that. But all I can say is sometimes the regular season can be totally different than the postseason. And at this point, that's the way they got to think. They got us in the regular season. They might have more trouble with us probably in the postseason. So that's the only way you can look at it at this point after losing the season series 3-0. I have seen teams get beat in the regular season, but still beat the team in the postseason. And that's the way they have to look at it as fans and as players and as an organization. We got to make some changes. We got to make some adjustments, and we're going to be able to show them that we're still better than them when it matters most if we do cross each other's path in the playoffs. OG Anunoby, 32 minutes, 8 points. He went 3 of 13 from the field, 1 of 8 from three. He could not make a shot in this game, and he picked the worst game to do it against a rival. 1 or 2 from the free throw line. No turnovers. He did get 4 blocks. That was the most on the team. And that was the best thing he did tonight. 4 personal fouls, though, came along with those 4 blocks, and it was a plus 1 and plus minus. Karl-Anthony Towns played 31 minutes. He had 21 points. He went 7 of 14 from the field, 1 of 4 from three, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. His 3-point shooting has to be better before the season is over. He's too essential to their spacing. He has to be a threat out there. He has to punish the defense with giving them space and giving them room out there. And he usually does it, just not so far this season. A double-double, though, because he had 11 boards, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. He also had 5 offensive rebounds out of the 11, 3 personal fouls, and was a 0. And plus minus, you like the fact that he didn't get too hung up on the 3, though. He was able to score near the paint a little bit more, and he still attacked them enough to get to the free throw line. So Towns switched it up enough and didn't get caught up in his own brain throughout this game. Josh Hart, 28 minutes, 11 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, a minus 13 and plus minus. Good scoring from him. And you just like the fact that whenever he was open, he was trying to make the right decision. They needed him to put the ball in the basket more in this game, and he was able to do it efficiently while still making plays for his teammates sometimes throughout the game. Mikal Bridges, 25 minutes, 8 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 from the three-point line, 3 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 3 personal fouls, and a minus 6 and plus minus for him. He hit some wide open shots throughout the game, but he couldn't make a three, unfortunately, and he didn't really try to take too many shots in this one either. Jalen Brunson took the most shots, 38 minutes for him. That was the most minutes. He also had 33 points and went 12 of 20 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. He's going out there competing and doing the best he can against the toughest defenders, and he had a rough time making decisions in this one. He did have 6 turnovers and he did have 8 assists, but that's bad. He did have 6 boards, which is good for his position. He did get the ball from his opponent a couple times and finished with 2 steals. He also had 4 personal fouls and was a minus 9 and plus minus. Jeremy Shohan, 10 minutes, 2 points. For him, he's not going to try to score too much. He's mainly out there for his rebound and his defense. He didn't get no boards in this one, but he did get an assist, a steal in the block. And he also had a personal foul. He was a minus 2 and plus minus. Muhammad, he ended up playing 9 minutes, and he didn't score a basket because he didn't tip a field goal or a free throw. But he did get 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover. 2 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers, and a steal. And he did have a personal foul, was a minus 6 and plus minus. Mitchell Robinson, he played 19 minutes, and he ended up getting 7 points because he went 2 of 4 from the field and 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He did get 6 rebounds. That was the most off the bench. No surprise there. He also had the most steals off the bench, which was 2. He also had 1 block, 4 offensive boards, 1 personal fouls, and a minus 15 and plus minus. And then Landry Shamet, he ended up having 15 points off the bench, which was the most. He played 28 minutes. He also had shot 4 of 10 from the field and 3 of 8 from 3 and 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Just a really, really good game from him. He's doing everything you really wanted him to do when he signed to them late in the preseason situation, and he's been a good addition for them throughout the entire season. He did have 2 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers in the block, 1 personal foul, and a minus 13 and plus minus. And then Jose Alvarado, 21 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. He's going to take a lot of threes. That's his favorite shot. Didn't really work out for him in this game. He did have 4 boards, 5 assists. The 5 assists was the most off the bench. It is good for somebody to be able to have that speed, that quickness on the team and still be able to find teammates for good, fast, open looks. He did have 2 turnovers in the steal, 2 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and was a minus 12 and plus minus. 87 field goals taken by the Knicks as a team. They shot 47%. 93 taken by the Pistons. They shot 52%. 33s taken by the Pistons. They shot 43%. 35 taken by the Knicks. They only shot 23%. That was a big reason why they lost this one. 20 free throws taken by the Pistons. They made 85% of them. 28 taken by the Knicks. They made 75% of them. 38 total rebounds for the Knicks, 48 for the Pistons, 24 assists for the Knicks, 30 for the Pistons, 12 turnovers for the Knicks, 14 for the Pistons. Both teams ended up having 9 steals, 7 blocks for the Knicks, 8 for the Pistons. Both teams ended up having 11 offensive boards, 27 defensive rebounds for the Knicks, 33 for the Pistons, 22 personal fouls for the Knicks, and 20 for the Pistons. This is a game where the Pistons just showed that we can get the shots we want. We can get the stops when we want. We basically have control over this team. They do as we say, and we do as we want. And that's what I learned from watching this game. That's what I ended up seeing. One team is just better at what they're trying to do and what they're going for, and another team was just trying to see what worked and what didn't work. They played each other 3 times. You would think that the Knicks would be more prepared. You think they'll look a lot better. Not the case at all on either end of the court in this one. And like I said before, the Pistons beat them every single quarter and outscored them every single quarter. And that's why the lead looked the way that it did. But it was just consistency of how they played and how they executed and how they went about it. You know, it really impressed me how they ended up beating this Knicks team. And the Knicks, we'll see what they do. We'll see if they get a little bit tighter defensively. We'll see if they get a lot, more variety offensively before the season ends. They have a lot of pieces. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of lineups they can throw out there. And they just have to find a way to not use Brunson as much to do a lot of the offensive heavy lifting. He's capable and he can do it, but there's a lot of predictableness that comes with that. You're trying to score a tough shot or get to the free throw line. That's not really going to win you a championship when he's only 6 feet. He's great. He's one of the best players in the league. Nobody's disputing that. But if that's the best way you're going to generate your shots and your offense, I don't see that as a championship winning formula. But they still got time to figure it out, and we'll see if they do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis.